How's it going? So this is very quick video about md-autocomplete. The way it behaves in form is slightly different to other inputs. Well, to standard input, okay? So let me explain. When you have an input, you have ngModel, which creates a scope variable every time you type into it. And then you also have a variable inside the form which comes from name. So whatever you put into this name will appear under your form. It's gonna be like your form, and then it's gonna be inside of it. There's gonna be full input form. Okay? So let me show you. Let me demonstrate. So we typed, we see the scope. What's inside the scope? Two things, right? Full input scope is whatever typed into the form, input field inside the form. And if we go to my form, which is the name of the form, inside of it we will see full input form. Do you see? So there are stuff in it like what's the value of the input, is it pristine, is it dirty, whatever, right? Kind of like standard Angular form mumbo jumbo. Okay? So now, this one behaves a little bit different in a way that although you still need ngModel for it to appear inside the form, it will not create the scope variable. So again, let's think about it. Input field has ngModel and name. It creates both scope variable and my form variable, which have the same value whatever you type into the field, right? Whereas autocomplete, whenever you select something in it, right? Let me just clear this. We'll look at the scope. You see there is no, so there should be variable which is called bar autocomplete scope, just like full input scope, but it doesn't exist. You see? However, if you go to my form, you will see that bar autocomplete variable actually does exist. But now I'm looking at it, I can see that it's kind of useless because we didn't select. Although we selected something, model value is undefined. Yeah. So let me see one sec, let me see. So my form, let's see what's inside. Whoopsie, okay. Model value, okay, so we have value in here, right? And here we have model value defined. Okay. As I expected, I mean, this thing is kind of not very effective. This component is not very effective, generally speaking. You can only kind of rely on my item, which is... Basically, this is kind of useless. You can honestly just get rid of it because it doesn't do anything, right? And then only use md selected item my item like this, right? That's about it. So then the question is, how do you make it required? Well, let me just, one sec, let me just fiddle with it for a sec. Alright, good news. If you just put in required, the form will automatically detect whether it has something in it or not. So you see, I didn't do anything special. I just put required into the md-autocomplete, and it's automatically requiring you to, you see? Well, one sec, let me just test if it submits without me doing anything. 1 second. Okay, perfect. So I just put a function Just put a function into ng submit. So we have function inside form. So if it's submitting, the function will trigger and console log something. So it's not console logging, which means that it required is working. Right, so look, you see, we fill in, we fill in. 1 second. Okay, I just had to reload. Sometimes just the compiler bugs out a bit. Okay, so again, it is asking us to fill in, and then boom. Okay, submit it. And if we remove, yeah, you see. Wait, did it submit? No, it didn't. Perfect. Okay, so to make it required, just put required, and that's it. And you don't need to use the name in it with ng model because it doesn't do anything. You just use the md selected item to bind whatever is being selected inside the drop down to the scope, and that's it. That's all you do. Okay, take care, bye bye.